Hi, this is Angela. And so today I'm looking at the gift of giving from the Sufi perspective as I experience one of the songs from Sufi master Adnan Sarhan. And this song is called Aitini, which is loosely translated as give to me, give to me. So often in the request is the passion of the Sufis from the divine, from the universe, from themselves, or from spirit. Give to me this, whatever this is. And the gift is almost in the request. So it's almost like that request of asking the divine to give to you is that gift that you're giving to yourself. And it's not a supplicant, it's not a begging, it's not a I'm less than you request. It's a passionate request of give to me this fullness of you, of the unlimited nature of the universe and the divine. And the unknowable. The unknowable is, it's unknowable because it is so unlimited and so full and so rich. So in the request of give to me, it's similar to how some of the other Arabic love songs might say, give yourself to me. But it's the actual richness and the fullness of the request, to have that feeling of being full with all of the riches that can be offered by the universe. Not knowing exactly what you want sometimes either, but more the feeling of being fulfilled. And often what we're experiencing now in our world is the lack of fulfillment. And it's something I wish to share with you this week as we move to the festive times, where traditionally the Natale was a birth experience. And in the northern hemispheres, it's the darkest times where the light would come. And it's where is that joy to what you give? It was in the northern hemisphere dark winter that the light would be seen, or that people would come together to experience their light. And it was in the darkness that the question was offered, where do we find the gift? What is the gift? And from the Sufi perspective, what I found from the song Give to Me, it was that sense of, I want to be given what it is I want to give. It's almost like that teaching, what you put out there will come back to you. But not from a sense of punishment or a sense of consequences and what you put out you'll get as a reward, but it's a sense of reciprocity. It's like what I put out will come back to me naturally, and there is a joy in that. So if you are experiencing that you're giving in your world and you're not getting fulfillment, that's a really important spiritual quest there that you're being put on by yourself, by your own spirit, by your own soul, because it's showing you where is this sense of lack or lack of fulfillment. It doesn't make you less or wrong. It's just showing you where you're not seeing what you give and how what you give is adding to the world or to your family or to your people. Or it's showing you that what you give, you feel like has no purpose in the greater scheme of things. And you might feel an emptiness, which is important. And this is what the Sufis were really gifted at experiencing, because all they did in a lot of their practices, which are repetitive chants or slow, delicious movement or just being with nature and connecting to the stars at night, was that sense of the moment and how much it had to offer. And in that moment, there was so much. So in our world, we spend a lot of time trying to make money without knowing the value of that. Many of us now are feeling like, what's the point of all of this chasing after money? And that's a great thing. Maybe the point is that our society, our species, can get to that point where we start to ask that question beyond just survival. That's a very lucky species, because most other species and periods of humanity are about just getting by. We might be getting to that question now to say, how do we lose the connection to that natural joy, and what do we do to get it back? So when you don't have everything in your life worked out, like when you're in survival mode, it is difficult to live your dream. But the trick is we focus on chasing, getting some of those practical things in our life without really feeling that sense of why we're doing it. We lose that sense of feeling the purposefulness or the greater motivation of having all of these practical things in our world. Yes, we need to pay for things. And what is the spiritual lesson that we're learning as we work through money and creating of money? It's understanding your value and understanding that what you give and what you get for what you give is not to be out of sacrifice or out of just being like a robot. When we give in the world, whether it's for work or for personal pleasure or for joy or for family or for love, the world will give it back to us. And that's a mirror in our nervous system. So our sensory nervous systems pick up with the centers, and our motor nervous system sends a signal from the brain to do something. So often we can be running by addiction to habits of thinking that we have to respond, but our senses are telling us, no, I'm not getting enough back, or I'm not getting the right feedback from my world for what I'm putting out there. Or we might have a belief that we have to work out of a sense of slavery, or I have to do this to pay the bills. I have to do this because of this thought or this need. I have to be this way, which is very real when you have to pay the bills. And that's a really important thing that our society can start to understand. If we've come to this point where a large amount of the world is living very substantially from paycheck to paycheck, or they're just surviving and they're questioning that, why does it have to be that way? That's a very important spiritual point for us, because now we can actually say, not give to me from an entitled place, but give to me more fulfillment. Give to me what's missing in this sense of work and no play, in this sense of working to pay the bills, in this sense of just going through the motions of life. Give to me more. Give to me what's missing. And sometimes you might actually have to be at that phase where you're still actually acknowledging that something's missing. Those are all really important phases of the spiritual path, the growth of us individually and also our species. So the song that Adnan shared with us was called Aitini, and it reflects that desire within us for the divine or for the world. You may not know what the divine is, but you might just want that feeling of something to be given to you, that feeling of love, that feeling of connection. And it's all about the power of asking, and it's the passion that you ask with. And in our world, if you're feeling at this time that there is a meaninglessness or a lack of fulfillment in your life or in the world around you, it's all the more valuable for you just to ask for that fulfillment. The end of the year, in the period of the solstice, the winter solstice in the north and summer in the south, is all about feeling that fulfillment of your soul's passion and measuring, are you fulfilled? Feeling, am I fulfilled in this? What else can I bring in? And so conventionally, we've had the Christmas holiday put on that, and that was also to reconnect to what are the values that we want for our collective humanity moving forward. So you can just ask for that, what you want, ask to feel that gift of being in that fullness. You may not feel it. You might have a contrast. You might feel the opposite. And for me, with the Sufi work, it was all about opening my arms and just feeling what could be given without knowing what could be given. I might have had expectations which may have tripped me up as well. And so now the expectations aren't there. That sense of the space of possibility, which has no limits, is there. And in the Sufi classes, we cultivate that sense of the openness and being in that space, so that when we're in our daily lives and the world seems to be not giving us what we want, we can just surrender to that openness, be in the moment, be more present to that fullness that's in you, even when the mind is in conflict and other stuff is happening either inside of you or around you. Because the fullness within us is what's being cultivated at this time of the species. We're trying to get us into a new age, a new level of awareness. We don't know what that is. What I have learned from the Sufi movement, the dance and being in that feeling, is that there's no need to know, because it actually can move me and it can fill me up. And then from that fullness, the world is available to me, and I begin to experience life as a very full and abundant place, and that's the gift of life itself. So those are my thoughts as we move through this season of Natale, the birthing of our times. And next year in 2024, I'll be looking at the new energy and the world dance healing classes that I'm offering in Sydney, as well as the Sufi movement classes. And they're all about helping us feel who we are. A lot of our world wants to tell you who you are. It's our time now to feel who we are. From that feeling, we can make a lot better choices and we can have a lot more fun. So I wish you a lot of fun in this season and a deeper connection to that fullness within you as well. Thanks so much for watching.